and we're going to tackle the problem. And the problem is ends need to be met. I want to teach you how to look past the image lifestyle, and that's always been my approach as a mentor. I have seen many people in this industry well before me, and still today, even more so today, they dangle the carrot of affluence, fast cars, luxury lifestyle, and unfortunately, that's what caught me up in the beginning and caused me to stumble. So I want you to understand that problem everybody has. I have ends that must be met every single month too. Maybe not to the degree of stress-inducing ends like most of you in the world, but I had that stuff too. I have children, and this series is aimed at one of my older sons because I want him to have this approach going forward, thinking about how he needs to make his ends meet, understanding that the task of making ends meet may feel impossible at times. You got to change that state of mind to I'm possible. That means you as the student, you as the operator with this information, you're possible. It's possible for you to succeed. It's possible for you to change the direction of your life. It's possible for that to happen. If you don't believe that, then all the things that you've learned either from me or other people are not going to help you. You have to have that state of mind, that transitional state of mind from understanding there's a problem, there's ends to be met. Then there's a solution I'm going to provide for you. But then you have to understand that solution is possible for you. You have to be able to see where you're going. Where's your objective? Where's your goal? Whatever that is going to be unique for you. Not all of us have the same goals or aspirations, but you have to have something and begin there. But I want you to think about what it is that you feel pressured about. That means you have to focus in on what is the catalyst that makes your decisions. What causes you to do things? Well, you have bills. So that means you get out of bed, you get prepared for work, and you take your hindsight there and you do what you have to do to get that money. That money, that's your income. Now, whether you have a business or if you're employed, that's your income. That is the only source of money that you have to work with every single month. Now, unless you have additional income streams, that's it. So each month you have ends to meet. In the United States, we have an expression, ends. Ends are bills. Okay, so the expression is, man, I have to make ends meet. I have to make my bills this month. Okay, and most time it is more weeks in the month with bills attached to them than there is weeks with additional surplus income. So when you have that problem, and it's not limited to those individuals in the United States, income is your only working resource. So unless you increase that income, that's the only source to draw from to make ends meet. The living expenses that you have to spend from that income many times are not really well thought out. And then past those living expenses, you have lifestyle. Some individuals in the United States, and probably in other countries too, but in the US, we are the country of excess. And many times we'll have income and then we'll live above our income and try to put on a facade and live a specific lifestyle that really isn't conducive for us to be, well, financially successful. So the lifestyle being placed over top of the living expense is number one problem in the United States. That also is the number one problem in the trading industry, because the lifestyle, that's the image, that's the thing that everyone gets caught up in. You have not seen me do those things. And I do that for a reason, because I want to be practical. I want to be able to sit down with the students or those individuals that want to spend time with me and incline their ear to what it is I'm teaching. I want them to understand that there is a way to do this and not trying to be, well, over the top. Now, can you build wealth in trading? Absolutely. But nobody starts there. And the problem with this industry, educators, mentors, influencers, many times they push the image of wealth right away, real quick. And that is very intoxicating to someone that is in a state of mind that they have to make ends meet. It's more practical for you to understand that that income source has to be increased. And there's all kinds of business opportunities and scams and things that out there that will try to lure your attention and money to do these things to hopefully increase your income. My job is to show you how to do this, and it costs you nothing. It's going to be an investment in time and effort. But now some of you are at the stage where, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing with this information? Because I'm ready to start trading with real funds, because you determined that, not because I said you should do it, but you decided that's what you want to do. How do you do it? This is what you do. You go in with this type of target. And if you've been very successful and consistent, maybe it's a matter of picking 3 or 4 of the lowest cost, expense, or end for each month and make that your target goal. The ideal scenario is for you to aim for that top of the list: mortgage, rent, those top 3 things, 4 things. And if you can cover 50% of that, folks, listen, that is a huge weight off of anyone's back. You won't feel suffocated or strangled anymore. And eventually you want to replace the costs of those top 4 things in that list. And over time, completely cover every single month's ends. And then once you can do that consistently, try to aim for doubling that. Once you get to the point where you can double that and you're consistently doing it, then and only then, if you're properly funded, what does that mean? About $100,000. $100,000 or more. Then I think trading for a living is probably considered. But anything prior to that, you're not ready. I guarantee you, you are not ready. And if you want to challenge me with that idea, come back to me in a year and tell me you did it and prove it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that won't happen. It won't happen, because you will wreck yourself. You'll do things stupidly. You'll be impulsive, and ends will catch up with you in the negative aspects. They'll cause you to do things irrationally in these markets, and you don't want to do that. You don't really realize it. Maybe you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, I never really considered this, but this is exactly what's the problem. The root cause that everyone wrecking themselves in these markets is because the money is not enough in their personal life. Think about it. That's why this country and every other country around the world, they have medication in the form of alcohol and drugs. Those self-medicating rituals that people put themselves through, that's an escape mechanism. Well, these markets are no different than that. There's no difference between these markets for a new trader that had that impulsive desire to escape the stress and pain of their real life. They go in and self-medicate, and they put a trade on because it feels good. Because if it wins, what's that going to do? It's going to cause them to feel that this is the right thing to do, and it felt great for the moment, and that wears off fast. You don't have a headache like a hangover. You don't have withdrawals like with drugs. You have impulsive, chasing, pursuing characteristics that make you want to go back in right away